He's gonna do it, Chad. You can't stop him. He's gonna get the one shot. Actually picks up the second kill. Goes for the spray. That's not always the best move, but that's the bomb down. Automatic finding the perfect kill. Skadoodle showing up as well. He gets the kill on automatic, but I am not sure it's enough. They have... Oh, the shot coming through. Yes, it was.
I think the offline qualifier is kind of like the major already. There's a lot of really good teams in it. They've all played in majors before.
Is he gonna try?
No way. Oh, he's got it as well. The flashbang, a lot of money, and he's one of the double uppers, so that's actually pretty big. And now there's a piece of weaponry that can make this dicey. Another flashbang comes out, goes for the peak, he gets a second. But he is surrounded and he's all alone. One more for KNG. He's got 3, and he's gonna get a 4th, and it's down into a 1-on-1. What a heroic round from KNG.
Playing against Europeans is the best practice because it's the highest level of Counter-Strike right now. So I think we can do good on the closer qualifiers if we have the good preparation that we are planning to.
He's had to clutch this so many times, but he just barely gets the ball. He doesn't even need it. What a clutch from KNG.
If we make it to the major, it would be a great achievement and we would be so happy.
I think nothing is impossible. I think it will be hard, for sure, but I think we can do it.
If we make it to the major qualifier, this actually would mean a lot for me personally. Basically, the last 2 years I spent nearly every day to get back there.
That's a little bit unfounding out over towards the middle. It's a worse here for iGaming. HS, there's still no stopping this man. He's going to go ahead and take the ace.
Ready for that, gets 1 kill but taken down.
Yeah, now Fox is having to pivot back and forth, but it doesn't matter because he gets himself 3.
Chance of God B to find a plethora of frags here. Get 4, maybe even a score on God B.
Gun barrel tension now over towards Maniac and doesn't even need the scope. Fox, what are you doing, you spicy man? Dignitas. Stylist sharpest able to find one more. HS rating down.
Welcome back to the PGL Major Offline Qualifier, the final stop on the road to the PGL Major, of course, which is coming up in just a few weeks' time. We're getting ever closer, match by match, day by day, to finding out who the 8 teams will be that qualify from this offline major. And next up, 2 teams that lost their opening games yesterday by going all 30 rounds. One of them also went to overtime. It's Immortals versus Dignitas. And we'll start off with Dignitas. Gents, we've got Nasu back with us as well. You all right?
Oh, he's turned it off.
Oh, he's turned it off, look.
What's he done?
Amateur.
I don't know what he's done.
Jason fixing stuff
I think
well.
the game's over with
we didn't need to hear from him anyway.
I think he's
right?
out of here. He'll figure it out on his own.
Yeah. difficult start for both teams, obviously. Both having difficult opponents, more so, I guess, for Immortals. So I guess they would start as favourites, but let's focus on Dignitas to start with.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team, obviously, that's been a little bit thrown together with some pieces from other teams that have kind of departed. Rubino, obviously, was in North for a while before he left. Jacob coming over from FaZe, where he was benched there. Oh, you're back. Nice.
Hello.
Oh, he's back.
Fox is in this team, and actually, Fox is interesting enough, has had a resurgence, and the SK guys have recently given him high praise in an interview, gave him a lot of credit for reinvigorating this team and really praising him as a teammate. So this team is kind of a hodgepodge at the moment, but haven't really had a whole lot to compete in, but they haven't been looking too bad, all things considered.
I mean, there's a couple of other things that we found out as we went through the qualifiers and through the minors, was that Rubino's calling now, and they're speaking in English, which is, you know, it's okay. They've all got good English. They can all talk English, but playing the game in English, that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can be an issue for sure. In a lot of times, situations when you have to make a really quick call in situations. So, I mean, it just comes down to preparation. And at that point, you have to make sure you have a lot of different call-outs for different things, so it's as easy as possible. So you have to improvise as little as possible, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you've played in an English team before, obviously, back in the day, Four Kings. How easy was it for you to kind of transition to that? Your English is very good, but they've also got these weird call-outs for everything. They've got weird names for places, and you're like, where the hell is that? I don't even know where I'm supposed to go now.
The right name for places.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time, but you get used to it quite quickly, to be honest with you. Adopt things from different scenes, so that's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
All right, let's talk about Rubino in terms of the way that he's called so far. What have you made of his transition to in-game leader?
No, I mean, and generally speaking, I think that the way Dignitas still plays is very simplistic. It's a lot about just sending 3-man units to one part of the map, and the other 2 are just roaming around on the other map or just holding, watching. So it's nothing really special so far. It kind of reminds me of what FaZe was doing really early on when Nico joined, because of the way they didn't have time to have practiced all too much. But benefit for them is that they have tremendous individual skill. That's not something Dignitas has as much, obviously skill, but not anything comparable to FaZe. So I was calling that out in the previous game they played, in the first game, that they need to try to find more depth and more refined executes to be able to outsmart their opposition.
Is it part of the resurgence of Fox, though? Is that partly why he's been given a bit more space?
Yeah, perhaps also, I mean, just being the Opera, you're naturally going to have a little bit more space, being the person who has to use that weapon in certain situations. But certainly after SK, I think people kind of saw, I mean, he spent a lot of time, when he was part of, what was it, Kingwin, that eventually became G2, like not really putting up numbers. So I think there was a little bit of lost confidence in his ability. I think it definitely helped that he played well with SK, and they're glowing praise of him to get him a little bit more room in some of these teams as well. The big thing with Rubino as the caller is we're seeing so many players who've never done it, who just have to transition in the role because there's no in-game leaders available. And certainly,
to me.
Pretty much everyone goes through that, and not all, it doesn't always work. And I think it's a natural thing for their tactics to be a little bit more simplistic in that kind of situation, because you don't want to overload someone who's in this new role for the first time. And it's actually, I mean, it's just kind of funny. Like, if you want to be a Counter-Strike pro one day, just be an in-game leader. Just work on it for the next 2 years. I promise you will have a job. I swear to God, you will never go hungry as a Counter-Strike pro if you're an in-game leader.
Good tips and tactics from Moses here on the panel. Why don't we hear from the man himself, because he had a few thoughts heading into this offline qualifier, having had a decent run through the minor. They did get through with that 3rd place, of course, and a chance to stay alive heading into the major.
My name is Ruben. My nickname in-game is Rubino. I'm from Norway, 23 years old, been playing for probably 12 years. The European minor was, of course, our first event, so it was like a test for us to know what we are doing wrong and what we're doing right, basically. We wanted to qualify, of course, to the major qualifier, and we did that, and we knew it was possible if we played as we are capable of. And just qualifying for this was the main thing we needed, right? So going from the minor qualification or minor to home playing, and then up to the major qualifier, we have been focusing on stuffs we did wrong here in the minor and trying to improve it, and hopefully we have been doing the right things to the major qualifier now. When we got home after a minor, we felt that we needed more tactics to fall back off if things don't work as it has been individually. So when we got home, we talked about it, and we tried to make some strategies that works for us as a team, to play more as a team and not just about individual, because playing as an individual could work if everyone is hitting their shots, but it's not a stable way to be a good team and to qualify to tournaments. You need to have everything. Like if the individual is not working, you need to have something to fall back on, and that's tactics, of course. So when we got home, we talked about it. We made some strategies, been practicing some maps, getting more strategies also in the game, so it feels better. So we have something to fall back on. It's also easier for me as an in-game leader to actually call from tactics and not just of okay, kill one there, and right. So it's a lot easier for me too now. I think I have more control over the game, and I think we feel more confident right now. The players I think will like show like the best. It's really hard to say. I think Fox, he's always playing good if he gets like his freedom he needs. So he's always playing good, but I think that our playmakers needs to be Chrome and JQM because they're playing together, trying to get the entry frags and such. So I think they're really crucial to our playstyle or like play in general. So I think like Croman, this was the first event, like the minor was his first like kind of big event where he plays like good opponents. So, and I think he was doing really well for doing the first event. I remember myself from many years ago when I started to play in a higher level, it was not so easy as it was when you're sitting home playing, of course, because you feel more confident when you're sitting home doing like stuffs you don't maybe do on LAN because you have more like the feeling you're not afraid of doing something wrong, right? So I think Croman adapted really fast. He was not satisfied as how he played, but like I told him, this is your first event, and I'm really like glad you played as you did because I think he played really well for being his first event, and I just think he will improve. He will get more experience, and I think he will just get better. And I think Croman will be really good. It's really good teams here, for sure. But I still are confident that we can do it. Of course, we are not like the most favorites to actually qualify. I know that. But being an underdog is also fine because then maybe people doesn't take you as serious as the other ones, and they should take us serious because we have good individuals. We are not bad. Three of us or four of us actually have been playing in the top level before. We are not like nervous in these situations where we should be nervous because we have been playing for a long time. And some teams here has never been on a major. So I think they have more nerves than us. And we just be confident and trust in ourselves. We know we are capable of doing it. It may happen that we don't qualify, but I'm pretty confident that we should or we could do it if we play as we have been doing in practice. And like the small mistakes we did in the minor, those flaws, if we don't do them, I'm pretty confident that we can qualify, yes. The format I like, I've been playing it several times. Actually twice we got rescued off this format when I played in the old Dignitas lineup. We were, I think it was 1-2 or something, and we got 3-2. And in the E-League major qualifier, or E-League major actually, to get to top 8, we were 0-2 and we got 3-2. So I like this format. I think it's the best format to show who actually deserves it really much and not. And yeah, I like this format a lot. If we qualify to the major, I think the first priority is going to a boot camp. So everyone is sitting there. Always when you go to a boot camp, everyone is more serious because when you're sitting home, you have things like girlfriend, family, whatever, that is always coming to talk to you, or like you're not maybe 100% focused, maybe you're 70 but not 100% as you would be in a boot camp because everyone is sitting there, right? So I think that is really important for us. Also if we qualify to the major, I think we will prepare one map more. Right now we feel confident on 4 maps. We can play a 5th map, but we still lack 2 maps. And I think if we qualify to the major, I think we will focus on 1 more map, so we just have 1 map that we don't play. I think that's easier to then play the opponents not on the best map all the time, maybe because right now we ban 2 maps as we don't play them, and sometimes teams has the same map pool as you, and maybe their best map is our best map, but maybe they are better on it, so kind of like that. So I think going to that tournament, we should have 1 more map at least.
Well, as the old adage says, practice is one thing, matches are quite something else, and I think every single pro will tell you the practice doesn't make any difference when it comes to the main games, especially at big matches and big tournaments like the qualifiers. So that's Team Dignitas. Let's turn our attention to their opponents in this particular matchup. It is Immortals. The Brazilians have done well in recent months. It's a surprise to many, and myself included. They've never been to a major. It's astonishing, Jason, when you think of it and you look at the team and the quality they've got. How have they not made it before?
I mean, it's been heartbreak. I mean, the past two major qualifiers they've been in, they've lost some real stunners. I mean, favorites to qualify for both of them, and they just haven't been able to do it. And at times, it's one of those things where there's no real answer for it, right? There's no like one thing you can point out. It's just for whatever reason this team drops the ball right at the end. But certainly the skill is there, we know. I mean, guys like Steel, Bolts, Henny, Lucas, KNG. I mean, especially bringing in KNG. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, right. My bad. But I mean, they've also in the past had Phelps. They've had, you know, the FNX didn't play at a qualifier with them, but he was on the team for a little bit, and they're recovering from that pretty nicely. I thought that might be a little bit of a death blow that knocked them back a few steps. But bringing KNG in has been great. And the funny thing is, when he came in, he's also someone who's been an opper. I took it as kind of like an interesting thing where it was like, all right, already all of a sudden Henny's on the hot seat now, because like how do you fit like two oppers into one team? But KNG's shown great skill with the rifle, so now they have this kind of hybrid player who can also switch into a double op setup when they need it, and they've been pretty dangerous. We saw them just take G2 to the limit yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing, isn't it? They've always seemingly, Natu, had tough matches when they've come to, not least of which to get G2 yesterday. Now they've got a Dignitas team who, they're a dangerous team. They can play. We've seen them before. You heard Rubino in the interview. They've got experience. They've got the firepower they need. They might not just necessarily have the structure. And one of the other problems they might have is depth in terms of the map pool. We're going to see the map veto in just a second. They only really play 3 maps.
Yeah, I mean,
well enough right now with the strategies that they've got, and that's not enough at this level, is it?
Yeah, that's the issue that they're going to run into, that the map they're going to end up is probably going to be one where Immortals is just purely going to be better than them. They've been around enough, Immortals, to have that depth already a little bit more. We saw them push GT to the limit already, just down to little things for them not to be winning that one, actually. So, yeah, for me, Immortals is definitely the favorites, and I think this matchup is far more easier for them than the first one they had.
Hopefully we can get the map veto up and show you how this has panned out, and we'll figure out which map they're going to play on right now. I guess Immortals won't worry too much. That's a cash game.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's probably okay for Dignitas in a way, in that it's, I guess we haven't got any dust in there, so the least one that you need to worry about strategy-wise, I guess, is cash. To a degree?
Well, I mean, it's if you're a tactical team, you can make cash a tactical map. It's probably the most versatile map we have in the pool. The different ways you can play it, but certainly, I mean, that's why I thought for a while it was weird because of how versatile it is. I was like, teams don't like to play it, which is very weird because it fits basically every play style. But I think more than that, it just makes it so difficult to defend against any play style as well. And I think teams feel really uncomfortable having to go against potentially any like a fast-paced, aggressive style, a tactical, slow-paced map control style. It can be very difficult, but certainly, I mean, if you, like with what I just mentioned, just to lead back to that, is Henny and KNG with the double op setup. This is a map where it's been very popular. The 1-3-1 setups, or even having an op in mid and being able to stack towards the B bomb site. The different variations you can do on that. And just stylistically, the oppers on Immortals, you think Henny, he's one of those flashy, fast-paced, like going for the flick shots. He can have huge impact. KNG is the same. Fox isn't an opper like that at all. He's more of like the hold the angle, be the more supportive style opper, the positional opper.
But for saying that, though, he has been more dynamic recently. We saw it at the minor with the he was moving around the map, not maybe flicking everywhere, but he can play that style if he needs to.
Yeah, he can, but I think the issue is going to be that this style from Henny and KNG is going to limit him. If those guys are on, then all of a sudden his mobility is going to be severely limited, because he's not an opper in my mind. He never strikes me as the opper who wants to challenge. You know, I've always mentioned oppers are those guys who have to be so arrogant where they just say, we're just going to take this duel. I don't just want to win this game. I want to prove that I'm the better opper than the other team. That role has that kind of connotation to it to me, and I don't think Fox has that kind of attitude when he's opping.
And Immortals just beat SK and DreamHack Summer on this map as well.
Yeah, there's that.
But then again, I mean, for Dignitas, like we said, the map kind of opts to also being more free-floaty, so you get away with maybe being a little bit more simplistic.
Right.
At the same time, Rubino's been playing with MSL in North, obviously, who I thought were a pretty decent cash team at the time when Rubino was playing. And they came up with a lot of great ways to play the CT side. They were good at understanding how they needed to take, when they've lost middle, they would have to take over A main or go into aggressive in B main. So a lot of mobility was always the key for North in that CT side. So I'm assuming that there's some things that he must have adopted from the time that we play with North.
Yeah, we've got a couple of weeks since the EU minor for them, so is that enough time for him to sit down and come up with a few new things and a few new tricks and get the team playing in a style that he wants them to play in?
I mean, it's something that they must have been talked about for a while already.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that will happen overnight, obviously. So yeah, I'm expecting them to be able to be ready.
It's not enough time to like reinvent the wheel, so to speak. But you can add a few wrinkles into there if you want to switch something up. But I mean, the funny thing is with Rubino, I'm certain that if you play under someone like MSL, who's a great in-game leader, you can learn like kind of ideas on how to be that in-game leader and different ways to manage your people. But famously, MSL hates cash, or has up until pretty recently in the past couple months when Rubino had already left the team before North started even putting it into the pool. Yep. Before that, like MSL just didn't know how to play it, didn't want to even try and learn how to play the map because he just didn't like it. So I don't think there's a lot of map-specific stuff that Rubino is going to be able to take from his time in North. But certainly as an in-game leader, it helps to have that experience under somebody.
He highlighted in the interview that he needs Jacob to step up. He needs him to be one
Croman
of those.
as well was the other one he identified.
Croman was the other one that he highlighted. Less so because he doesn't want as much pressure on his new boy because it was pretty much his first big land back at the EU minor. Yeah. Second one here, that's a hell of a jump, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate to see that. Rely on someone who this is their second land as a qualifier for the biggest tournament of the year. So that's a little bit frightening if you're a Dignitas fan.
All right, I'm hearing that we've managed to grab hold of both coaches, and Pala is with them right now, so let's hear from them.
Thanks so much, Paul. I am stood right now with the coach of Immortals, Zach, and Zavez, a man that I haven't seen since DreamHack Sweden 2015. What have you been up to, and how have you been working with the team, Dignitas?
I have been playing the Norwegian scene for a year now, I think. But it's hard in Norway if you don't have Rain, Ruben, Jacob. So basically I wanted to coach them because I think they needed that. They weren't showing up, and I've been there for almost 2 months, 1.5, just working about the more basic stuff, foundation about the game, because we had so many issues, communication-wise, everything. But now it's been working a lot better for the minor, and keep working on it after also.
All right, yesterday against Godsent, 16-14. What went wrong, and what will you change today before we move on to Zach?
A lot of things got wrong in that game. Our B hold was really bad. We have been trying to work on it. It hasn't been on point, but it was not yesterday as well. We failed a lot of smokes because of the bind in the config. Obviously, it didn't work, apparently. And some flashes. I think it was just nerves, I think. It shouldn't be, but it was. I think so. And some stupid calls.
Zach, yesterday, a very close-fought game against G2. You went down heavily on the CT side and then brought it back into overtime. Give me your thoughts on that game.
It was a really good match. We made some mistakes on B side, on CT. We fixed those mistakes today. Unfortunately, we're not going to play Inferno, so we are aware of how we play on CT, on Cash, and we are very confident to play it.
I saw you guys at the hotel last night in the lobby watching, presumably, a demo, did the research and all of that. Do you think it's going to pay off today?
I hope so. That's why we did like hours. Let's see. Are you preparing something?
Of course, I prepared something.
It's not going to work, man.
Oh, well, guys, we can leave it at that. Please do shake each other's hands and go and join your teams. That's it from myself, Zach, and Zavez. Paul, back to you.
Thanks very much, Pala. The battle of the Z's there, Zeves and Zach going head-to-head in the coaching roles, and the teams I'm hearing are ready. So let's head over to our commentary team for this game. This one's brought to you by Sadakist and Henry G.
Yes, brought to you by Henry G.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm making fun of the voiceover. You know the one.
Yeah.
Are we doing this?
This is our new thing.
This is a thing.
Doing this now.
Ooh, that was weird the way I said that. Dignitas Immortals. I think this is a hype game. This is probably the most hype game of the day.
On Cash it is, definitely.
Yep.
High fragging map, lots of pushing, lots of aggressive players coming in. Dignitas very loose unit.
Wait, we have to do it. Thorn said you got to make your biceps look. There you go.
Hold on. What like that?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking real nice.
I look like I went to the gym once in my life.
Yeah. What, back in the 90s?
Yeah. All right, let's get serious, because this game is serious. This is a big game. Immortals
Dignitas, Cash, you just said it, on this map especially, we're going to see some very aggressive action. We're going to see some very, very fast CT sides trying to take map control.
Some big AWP players coming in as well. We know Fox has kind of had a resurgence recently with his play when he's come to this team. He's the main AWPer. Star AWPer, some would say, actually. He's actually stepping up and finding the majority of the frags for his team. Same story coming for KNG and Henny as well. They've got the double AWP duo coming into this one. They're going to be the two players to watch for Immortals. And down to double AWPing for Dignitas. They always got Tengri who can wield the weapon as well. Croman, not so much, but I'm hoping we can see with double AWP set up on the Dignitas side as well. I feel like Immortals are the stronger unit here. How heartbreaking has it been now? We've been to the major qualifiers they've been to. They just can't seem to find that one game that will get them to a major. They haven't made it yet. Surely this is the one.
And look at the bracket that they had. They played G2 in the start of the Swiss format. They went 20 and 22. They went to double overtime with G2 to start this off. That's incredible. That's, I mean, you talk about a major... A team that's never made a major, never gone through the qualifier, that's being thrown into the flames right away. On the other side of that, Godsent was able to actually beat Dignitas. And we know Dignitas improved a lot, especially on, I think it was Inferno that they played repetitively. Yeah, exactly, at the minor. But Immortals, to be in this game, if they go down 0-2, I mean, either of these teams to go down 0-2, it's significant. It's very significant.
This is
in
a huge game, you're right. That's crazy. Well, let's get into it, shall we? Dignitas on the T side here, and we're going to have 2 players on the door, 3 at A main, very fast type to that one smoke we used towards Highway, flashbangs in, CTs are not ready for it, Bolts is in towards Connector, Steel's not even in CT spawn, they will have full control of the A side, the bomb was guaranteed to go down at this point, unless some crazy shots through the smoke come in, Steel's trying to do what he can, no real damage inflicted just yet, but the backstab's coming out, we can see KNG coming behind them.
KNG, another player new to Immortals who stepped up in the minor. He's backed off though. Croman and Jacob. You want to talk about the unknowns. Croman's on the other side of that storyline. He's been quite impressive, but they're already on the defuse. Oh, they're going to hold it as well. This is impressive. They're going to keep 2 in the site. They get so far pulled away by KNG out toward T-spawn, and they completely forget about the bomb.
They don't have to plant the bomb there at all, really. It was KNG coming in the back, sure, but they had the smokes down. I guess they were just trying to protect themselves from CT spawn, but considering that bomb plant comes down, they're all focusing on that one kill. KNG, he stays alive for so long. Keep 3 in A main. A full defuse with 3 players alive, that shouldn't be happening. That's a big blunder from Dignitas. Lack of communication there, or struggling to find the frag. I didn't really see it from their POV. But still, amazing work. The fast flank from Immortals works out. Look at that round, they were pretty done for. They're so far removed from that situation. Bomb goes down for Dignitas, though. They'll be force buying in the 3rd round. SMGs going to be coming out with 3s for Immortals in the first frag for Henny. Should be a simple round, no armor here or nades. There's P250s and Deagles, and he gets that first frag. From the vent area, drops an incendiary. He's actually found the bomb as well in the middle. They won't overcommit to this though, but Croman, that's a hell of a shot. We knew he was very good at the Deagle. Manages to land a lovely shot towards Connector from way downtown. 4 on 4 now. Should be all the fragging done for the T's at least, but Lucas low HP, backed up by Henny though. Round secure, Fox on 30 HP, Jacob should be dealt with momentarily. They're trying to get one more frag out of this.
Shot Henny to take down Fox. Jacob trying to do what he can with the P250, but it's all a futile resistance. Jacob falls to Lucas. It goes 2-0 for Immortals. Good start for them. They'll get the AWP out early based on the fact that the bomb plant came in. They're expecting the buy, and the choice to save Henny for the weapon pays off in that sense because he'll be ready to roll. Lucas is going to stick with the MP7. They're going to keep 2 UMPs.
They are indeed. They know the AKs are coming out. They're banking on Henny's better step up.
I was going to say, this will be an assertive op for that reason.
He has to be. He has to go for the first frag here. He can't just sit back on rest on his laurels, but he goes towards middle, so he could be shutting down maybe a boost, but jumps outside the smoke. 3 players in their mid position. Is indeed watching the boost, and that's what we needed to see. Henny gets the first frag, but Jacob and Fox striking back in return. 4 on 3 in their favor. Henny's still alive, but stuck in the sandbags position. Not really sure what the plan is here. They do subside and fall back from middle, so he has a chance to reposition, but at this point, Dignitas, they know they're taking 2 players down. They've got time, they've got nades to work with as well. Don't have to overcommit here.
Yeah, and the SMGs weren't able to do anything. Steel, I believe, was one of the ones with the M4 that's now been picked up by Bolts. More to the point, we found the op shot. They had to pull Bolts out of A. They could have easily gone for a fast play, Dignitas, but they've made the op rotate back toward the A-side in quad, which is decent to get him out of the position at sandbags. It's over to B instead. Rubino to lead. In-game leader for Dignitas. Seem to adapt well in the minor. MP7 for Lucas gets the kill on Rubino. Good trade from Croman, but Jacob goes down to 9 HP. Problem is that Bolts is the only rifle, so he'll be the one to take advantage of that 9 HP. The off shouldn't really matter in that sense. So there you go. Jacob down. Headshot position, though, for Bolts. Drops the bomb as Fox will work his way back in on the AK-47. 47 HP. Match the name of the gun. Seems that Bolts with the headshot of the M4 gets him in 1. Immortals go up 3-0.
Bolts has been in sick form recently. That was a really nice round from him. First 2 frags going in favor of Dignitas is the right thing. They slowed things down, tried to work the next pick. They got another equal trade in the B storage area against that MP7. Bolts, though, flashing through the smoke and CD spawn. The T's were not aware that he could have got towards headshot that quickly. He finds 2 with a nice spray, and the third as well with a little bit of help from his teammate, taking the aggro away towards heaven. Big round for Immortals to pick up. They had 3 UMPs into that round and an AWP and an M4, managing to run away with it. It forces Dignitas down to an eco here. Beagles, P250s, not the ideal start for primarily Norwegian team. And he with the first shot finds Tengri towards middle. So at this point, that's been done. Then more though by KNG coming in. Bomb dropped. Round should be over. So it'll be 4-0 for Immortals. If they get 1 frag here, I'm sure they'll be happy about that. As good as it's ever going to get. Not going to happen though. The clean sweep. Lots of money to work with here on the Immortals side. Haven't given too much away whatsoever. 5 players surviving. All weapons up. Just reinvesting some grenades. We can bring out the AWP, like we said. He's the player to watch here. He brings out the AWP, but he hasn't got head armor. Against the M4s, that's actually a massive deal. So what's the play? They boost him up. Does he go towards B storage? Those are the 2 main duels you can go for. Can they go towards Squeaky Door as well? It's a replay from KNG. Probably simple frags from grey screen on those T players coming through the smoke. Bomb dropped. Round number 5. No double AWPs yet for Immortals. That will be coming eventually, among my words.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I favor Immortals in this game. There's no question. But Diggy in the minor, and the fact that they're still developing as a team and they were adapting well. They've got skill. But I have them as a wild card. Yeah, that's right. But remember, 3 made it through the European minors, so it was big that actually took the 3rd spot because they were into the upper bracket final, which meant they were 1-2 at the time of which qualification mattered. So they actually got their spot before Big.
Sure.
Actually, take that back because they wouldn't have got it. So I guess technically they would have been 3rd because Big would have come through the lower bracket to take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, the order of that kind of confuses me. You're right. They were the 3rd team to slip in. But the point is, I kind of have them as a wild card to get them to the major itself.
They weren't on my list. They didn't impress me enough. I think there's not enough time to challenge the likes of Immortals.
The reason I did put them on my list, originally I would have agreed with you because their CT side was abysmal on Inferno, but it was their ability to adapt and improve so quickly over the course of a 3-day event.
Yeah.
Now we're giving them a week to lead into this. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, if they kind of build off that foundation, if they go on that, if they go on that sort of mentality, I give them a chance over some of these teams. But yeah, they're definitely an outside shot for me. Steel takes Rubino, pretty straightforward, flashed in from his teammate. He goes down to 33, but they've got the man advantage, and more importantly, they have the bomb.
They know exactly where he is as well. This could be a double kill for Jacob. A nice shot towards Highway here. Steel locked in this corner. It will be dealt with momentarily through the walls. Fox finds him. 3-on-2 now. Surely this is their round, but Henny, the last line of defense in the B bomb side. Teammate rotating in as well. Hits the first shot. Bomb still up, and the time ticking away, but Tengri steps up. It's going to be Bolts now in the 1 versus 2. He has been very good so far in these opening rounds. Denies the bomb potential as well with that incendiary. That could be big.
That's done. He's
got it.
Oh my
god, that's so huge. He's done it.
That's round done. That's so massive. And he did it with the nade to start. The Molotov itself, I don't think would have done it because he was into the plant, which means he would have died after the bomb went down. But the utility wins it. Fox can do nothing. That's actually incredible.
Yeah, really intelligent stuff there. Normally, right, when you have that kind of plant come in, time to give away, you plant in the back left, just to guarantee the plant. You have lots of time at the top tier, so you never go for that default plant for that reason. You get HG grenade and the incendiaries. If you've got no time, you can't risk it. It's a great plant, but in that sort of scenario, you need to be going for the back right plant, I think, at least. That's pretty standard these days, but regardless, here comes the double up set up for Immortals. They're firing on all cylinders right now. Not giving too much away. 5-0, still a buy available. Just about for Dignitas. UMPs and Galil's coming out. Not much in terms of utility. Fox and no nade. Same story for Tengri and J-Ken. It's the first shot for KNG though. A fast approach as they get towards the A side.
Bolts gets more than he was worth. KNG nearly did as well as he turned back from the fence and hadn't gone down, but he couldn't find the second shot. Bolts getting double headshot does mean that they've got the advantage as Croman goes aggressive. It's taken down in the end. It's Fox that has to hold it. Oh, gun barrel showing. Lucas has no idea that he's already made his way into quad.
Well, Fox, we've been singing your praises the last couple of weeks. Let's see if he can step up here in this big round. Bomb yet to be planted. Probably needs to find a frag before he can justify going for it, but he has got a minute to play with. The tongue's out. We'll see if he can step up.
He's not wagging the tongue like he was in the minor, but he's certainly wagging his tail. He's got Henny down already. The bushy Fox tail will head out toward mid now. Smokes himself off. He has the bomb. Steel could beat the smoke. Not quite. He'll know exactly where he's gone, though. Now the question is, ooh, Fox, okay, this isn't exactly what I thought. I thought he'd wrap back around, potentially go to truck. He's going to try and play mind games with Steel. But back turned the wrong way. He was so right, yet so wrong. It goes 6-0 for Immortals in another 1v1.
All of these rounds coming right down to it. But Immortals obviously taking the lion's share. I think we need a timeout. Yeah, there it is. Dignitas needed a timeout. So many tight rounds. We knew this would be an explosive game, but everything going in favor of the Brazilians so far. Fox, great effort, I have to say. I think you're absolutely right. If you just went for it, even though you heard a footstep or something, just go towards the other side, at least get the bomb down, and you have the advantage at that point. But we'll have a look at the cash. No bomb plant for Dignitas. Yes, maximum loss bonus, but that does come to a halt at some point. $3,400 per player. $37.50 on Chroman. They could force this to be a mixture of maybe an AWP and Galil's UMPs. I don't think it's worth it. Take this one as a partial buy, go for full execute, aim for the bomb going down. You can still definitely win those rounds. Now they know the double AWP setup is out as well, Matt. You go for maybe a full execution towards a bomb site. 2 smokes on the left-hand side of the site, 1 towards highway, Molotov quad, flashes over, try and get that first kill, have that snowball effect. That would be my port of call right now, but they've gone for the Deagles. Very powerful weapon on cash. Mainly try to get boosted up and go for the 1 Deags. That's where you'll see most of the action. It looks like Fox might be boosted up here. Not the case. They're going towards A.
Expensive double op risk if they lose this. Considering they're against the pistols and the economy has been kept quite honest based on those close rounds. KNG, door open. Jacob should be able to spot that. Sticks around though, makes it work. Backs off. Croman's the next in line. I think he's got the call, but he's inside of the site. Doesn't matter. Bolts has them. All 5 stay alive. Exactly what Immortals needed.
Yeah, that round especially. Their money was actually running a little bit thin, but 7-0. Best of 1. Dignitas currently 0-1 here. 0-2 would be pretty heartbreaking for them. Same story for Immortals. Yet to make it to a major. Definitely one of the big names in CSGO. Always a threat. We saw them take down, I think it was a DreamHack. They took down SK on some of the, I think it was Mirage potentially. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But they can take down huge names.
That was on. Yeah, I think you're right. It was Mirage Overpass. And I think SK lost to them on Mirage. I think you're correct.
Gets the first frag. That was big, but the instant reply from KNG. We said this double AWP setup would be problematic. KNG brought into the team. It was interesting the fact he replaced FNX as an AWPer when they already had Henny, but he seems to have slotted in quite nicely, I have to say. Especially on maps like this where you can get rolling and have this great start. Double AWPs coming out. You can see how it works very well for them. For now, though, 4-4. Technically favours the T's, but haven't got much map control to work with here. Towards B they'll go. Shooting out the window suggests an execution-based play. We have got Lucas and Steel though on the other side. Bolts holding his own at A. Molotovs to be deployed momentarily. Probably from both sides. Lucas to be baited in by Steel. Commitment incoming.
I wouldn't mind seeing exactly how that's thrown from Lucas. High in the sky, straight back down. I thought it might go out the skylight. Try and drop cover off something I'd not seen, but Fox in the sight manages to get 1. Lucas got the first 2. He gets bomb. Oh, that was a chance for Steel. And the chance gone. Fox hits the no-scope and bomb to be planted. Safe side of the boxes this time, not for the open position of B main. So Jacob has to stay a little bit closer, hence why he watches the vents. It's up to Fox to find the information inside of the site instead. AWP for Fox pushed out, misses the shot, goes back in, but he's going to burn alive. Hesitation costs him. It's all down to Jacob. At least he knows both are coming from CT spawn. So he's got position. He's got the jump on the first one. KNG down. Bolts gets inside the boxes, though, and he can hold this. Oh, that's done. He's got it. It's planted safe. Jacob had to be closer. Round is over. Even though, oh, he doesn't even get the kill. Jacob down. That's unfortunate, and it was all due to the panic of planting late after Fox hit the no-scope.
That's true. It was a safer plan, but then Jacob just unaware. You could see him realize he got the information a little bit too late, perhaps. Fox doing everything he could that round, but then a little bit of panic there with the plant and then landing in the Molotov as well. Trying to get out of it, burn alive, left Jacob, and the position was definitely winnable. He gets the first frag, but I think he had to be a bit more aggressive at the start there, hoping for the fake debriefs from Bolts, but Bolts is winning every single clutch. Every gun round felt like it's gone into a 1v1 so far, and Immortals winning every single time. Another buy available for Dignitas here. We said this game would be chaotic. It's certainly delivering so far. All about for Fox once more. Money starting to build up though for the CT. He's got 7k on Bolts,
Lucas.
3k on 2 players. Did he stand in the Molotov?
He stood in the Molotov, but then I have no idea how he got across after standing in the Molotov. It should have been 1 bullet to kill him. Croman looked into the corner, I guess. Gets away with it, potentially. We'll see if he can contribute to the round with just the 12 HP to work with on the M4. Has a crossfire set with steel. No, he doesn't. He's gone all the way back to the site. Thankfully so, because they Molotov the box as well.
Come on, Dignitas. Need to get some rounds on the board. This is looking better now. Jacob with some good mid control. Takes down Bolts. A thorn in their side the last few rounds, but still he strikes back straight away. That seems to be the case. Every single kill that Dignitas picks up so far towards B. It was all a ruse. They'll try and make their way in, but still stabbing them in the back once more. Comes from the vent. Finds 2 more.
Wow. Just when it looked like they had a round with the HP advantage, Fox will pull steel back. Lucas is still in the site, but he's with his brother, Henny, on the AWP, which is positioned. Oh, good shoulder bait from Fox. He'll cross. He doesn't want to take the AWP fight to fight. He wants to get that shot instead. Down goes Lucas, but Henny still survives. Only for a minute. Bomb in the open. Fox, all right idea, but he's got to go for the bomb. 26 seconds. He's got no idea. He just looked at the vent as well. Safe plant again. This time it won't matter as much because he's inside of the site with it. 1 versus 1. Op versus Op. Molotov to force Fox. Baits out the shoulder shot yet again, and Molotov doesn't reach, so he's actually comfortable sitting on the site, and whoa, should have been winning it out. He gets tagged through the box, 5 HP, can't find the shot. KNG gets closer, but Fox has had enough, and he'll give Dignitas their first round.
Every round has been a 1v1 in the gun rounds. Oh my god, Fox just about pulls it off. There goes down to 5 HP, got hit twice with the orb. Flames behind him as well. KNG cannot find the 1 bullet from the pistol to finish the job off though. What a game this has been so far, and can you believe that's the first round for Dignitas? Finding something. Not out of the woods just yet though, that's their first. Only Fox survives. He keeps the AWP, but they have to come in with Galil's AKs, and you can see how close this game has been. Same story for Immortals as well. Deagle for Lucas, a couple of M4s, no kits. Bolts on M4, no armor, but it doesn't matter. Henny with the straight up shot towards Fox there, finds him from the connector. And the orb duels continue. We said that could be an interesting battle here. Fox, the hero of the last round, he goes down early, round number 10. What's the play now? They've only got 1 smoke to work with here. Both teams feeling the burn in the financial situation. A boost towards the A site. Try our position. That's going to be Bolts up there.
Boosted and waiting. A lot less mid pressure than I expected, considering the first round we had a lot. First gun round, that is.
Yeah.
Bolts undetected. He shoots immediately, but he gets 2. Croman's there. He follows in the footsteps. And G's there to take down Rubino.
This is so rough, Matt, because they only get $1,400. It's a harsh reset with 1 player surviving. Jacob trying to do what he can, at least keep the CTs modest. That'll be something, but through the door, and he finds that final frag. And Bolts, once again, his total must be astronomical. 14 kills.
14 kills and about $1,400 for most of the players on Dignitas' side. A little more than that, to be fair. But not enough.
Definitely not. They have to take an EK, and that'll be double digits for Immortals.
Worst time for a reset is round 7 or 8, and that's exactly. They got one on 10, I guess, but it's middle of the half.
Just as they place the first round, that's really crushing.
It's such a close game in terms of the rounds, too.
Like, this
that's
doesn't
the
paint
crazy
the full
thing.
picture. If you saw this on the scoreboard, you think, oh, they're getting absolutely wrecked. That's not the case at all. They're keeping up, they're trading. It's just these clutches every single time. Great to watch, but...
And keep in mind, the pistol diffuse when they leave the site. Like, that could have easily gone the other way. We could have been on the other side of this coin.
Yep. Oh, dear. Intense stuff.
KNG pushes and takes no prisoners. Tensky goes down. He may as well, though, if he's not careful. They're all facing. 11 HP, gets caught in the doorway. Jacob gets the kill. That's a UMP up for the grabs.
It is. Not much, but at least it's something. Jacob spots a player pushing in towards the B storage. Doesn't look like they have much done with this. It's going to be still potentially finding 3 frags here. Lucas steals on the way. Just helping out his teammate there. That's not too bad. There it is. Fox with that aforementioned UMP. Trying to do what he can here. If he gets the bomb down, that'd be nuts. I don't think he can. He's on the A side, sure. If he gets that frag, maybe there's a chance. But Bolts adds to his total, finds his 15th kill after 10 rounds, or 11 I should say now. Not too bad at all. I think we have another eco here for Dignitas. That was such a harsh reset for them. 3k on average per player. Partial buy here. Deagles, maybe some body armor here or there. Looking like it's be 11-1. This is why Cash is such a difficult map. That's why a lot of teams like to avoid this map, because this can happen.
Yep. Well, Jacob to start the way on a Deagles. Just going to rush out. Just do it. And greeted. Firing squad.
Just to note as well on maps, we haven't seen Nuke once this tournament once again. ECS, we didn't have Nuke or Cobble. Which was nuts. Yeah, how nuts is that?
That is insane.
And in the minor, we didn't have Nuke at all either. So that was just interesting. I know.
We didn't have it in the North American minor. I think we had it once in the European minor.
Yeah.
I think Big played it.
But the points will stand out. That map seems to be like, disappearing, right? It's kind of crazy. That's
in best of 1 situations, it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But in best of 3s, I think it could be played out as a 3rd map occasionally. It has to do with the banning process. You're never going to have 2 teams that line up and say, yeah, best of 1, we both love Nuke. That's rare. It's not a loved map. Yeah. I think that's mostly. I mean. I get what you're saying. It's not played. It's disappeared. Maybe there's a case for that. I think it's more that it's a best of 1, and that map's never going to be someone's go-to.
More interesting at ECS, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, in the best of 3s. That's when I would take that stat more legitimately, I guess.
Yeah.
Have more significance.
Well, here we go. Another gun round. We do need 11-4 from Dignitas to have a real game in our hands. I don't think anything less than that to get a cut the mustard. We'll see, though. We'll get into round number 13. Looks like a set piece off the bat. I think that's probably the best call. They're going to be setting up smokes from what I can see outside A. Fox looking for the aggression towards Squeaky Door. I'll have a look at what the CTs are doing. They're actually boosting up towards middle. The first time we see KNG with this position. Optic to go for the aggressive play at the start as well. He's been a Molotov being thrown, so that's at least one guaranteed frag for him if he does decide to face now. But it's going to be Tengri finding the first kill and a second as well. Great shots coming in there. A 5-on-3. Surely this is the round. Bolts, who's been their nemesis for the last few, does get subsided as well. It's going to be a 3-on-2 now, still fighting back. He has to be the difference maker here if still an Immortal have a chance in this round. And he coming in the backstab.
Oh, good opener from Henny to get back toward the site, having gone aggressive and rotated around.
They're both there. Oh, they're both for highway, man. This is another nightmare.
Yep. Bombs nowhere near them. Smoked off. I don't think they're going to expect them both to be there, though. Oh, Seal just barely reacts in time. Down they go. Henry's displeased.
I just feel bad for them right now. It's just getting so unlucky, right?
for once. You never feel bad for me when I need it.
This is a different case. Oh, no, that's so gutting for them. Just as they did, Tengri especially did so well. That's a 5-on-3 there. That's got to be a win. That has to be a win. They get the bomb down. 2 players at highway. Oh, it's just the smoke as well. They probably win that round if there's no smoke available. Of course it is. Everything going against them right now. It's exciting CS, but still the result very, very one-sided. Another clutch, and Steel steps up tremendously for Immortals. 12-1. Bomb going down. 4th stage lost bonus. Can buy again. And all this time. Fast play towards middle. Tengri trying to replicate that same form, I guess. Smoked out connector. Might have to challenge you about the start. Fast towards highway. What's KNG doing? Oh my god!
Bolts.
What is this?
Swinging around. KNG gets very aggressive.
Sorry.
Yes, it was Henny in mid. It was KNG that got the shot at A main. You were confused. I know, it's fine.
That's it happens a lot.
I'll spin you around the right way. Don't worry.
I was looking from third person to be fair. Because give me a break.
I didn't say I wouldn't. Don't have a Kit Kat on me.
That was nuts, wasn't it? The fact he pushed through the smoking connector. You don't see Orcus doing that every day. That's insane. He's pushing for the smoke, 1 flash out, and actually finding all 5 kills.
Since the economy's been broken, the rounds have been a little more one-sided, but this is still a shocking 13-1 score when you consider how close it was. It doesn't remind me in terms of the disciplinary of CS and the skill level that we're seeing, but it's almost like VP, Na'Vi, Game 1, Cobblestone, where it was 13-2 at one point.
But everything was
But it was all clutches.
Yeah.
I guess it was 12-3 at half, sorry, but it was all clutches. It was like literally every round could have gone either way.
You have to watch a full game to get a full picture, you know.
KNG, oh, straight through them. Straight through them and then down. As Croman jumps around the corner on a UMP. Give themselves a chance. They need this round if they want to do that. Bolts can't do anything to spray through. Bomb does get planted. This time they have to sit near it. Please. Please do so. It's been 1, 2, 3 plants, 4 plants, I think, if you include the round they won, that one-on-one. So
surely
they've got to get one of these post plants to go their way, aside from the single one-on-one with Fox, as Rubino gets Steel. That's going to help them, but they have lost Croman. Bolts gets closer and closer in behind the forklift. Watch above him. He's not going to read that, but he gets 2 anyway. Into the site they go. Tengri has to be not so tense. He's got to be on his game. He's got to be authoritative, and he's got to find a kill on Henny because his teammate Jacob's done well, and they'll do exactly that. 13-2. They give themselves somewhat of a hope, but it's a slim one.
That's going to be the fastest half of CS we've had this tournament. That was absolutely insane. I loved it. Only 2 rounds of Dignitas, but still, like I said, doesn't paint the full picture at all. Dignitas had some great rounds and lots of clutches, but has kept dropping at the final hurdle. Amazing part from Bolts generally. Like, how sick was he? 19 kills in 1.5. That's pretty godlike from him. Like, we normally say 20s, like pretty unheard of in the first half of Counter-Strike, but we'll see whether he can continue that form. Dignitas, this goes without saying, I'm sure you're all aware at home that they need the pistol here to stand a chance on the CT side. 5 sets of armor, what's the play? 3 are heading towards B. You can for the T side, Bolts there with the smoke towards highway, flash out. CT seems to be aware. They're rotating all the way back in.
Good shot, Rubino. Croman, better find. Actually giving themselves a real chance. I take that back. It wasn't Croman, it was Rubino that hit the second one as well. Jacob's down. Bolt's getting the kill. They've drawn it level. Bombs inside of the site, but dropped again. Tensky, great shot, and watch the flank from Fox. Bolts may disappear inside of the smoke, but he'll pinch him off. No, he didn't, because he didn't go through A main. Okay, Tensky may have. He went toward the door, but Tensky's going to win out the round. Dignitas with momentum. This time they do get the pistol. And no plant, which means they could get a full 3 rounds off of this.
But the 4 spy comes in the second. That was the 4-door execution, but a much slower variation. Usually when teams do this, you're doing the smoke straight away and you're rushing with it. By the time the smoke goes down, the team can come out at the very same time, and it's like a very explosive strategy. But so slow, and the retake came in. Dignitas actually got that information, rotated all the way back towards A. Definitely wasn't comfortable, but they managed to put it off. 13-3. Could this be the start of a mammoth comeback? We'll have a look in round number 17 here. Deagles, Tech9, CZ going towards A. No nades to work with. Push through the smoke, potentially. Hope Croman misses that shot with the UMP. Backed up by the famous Rubino as well.
Good shot, KNG with the Deagle.
To start. Mistake by Croman. The range of the UMP, since the nerf, doesn't lend himself to those sort of decisions. The Deagle takes him down. Now what's the next play from Immortals here? We have got mid-presence coming from the CTs. That's Jacob. He's coming behind them, but KNG is actually in middle as well. I don't think they're aware of this. This is a bit of a nightmare. Bolts is watching the back as well. Big kill from Tensky, and the timing works out very nicely indeed for Jacob. That should be the round concluded.
Should be, but Steele's got other words. Tech9 for him, gets a kill. Flames at his feet though, and bomb down, nowhere to go. Fox finds one. Speaking of Fox, I haven't said his name too often in the kill category, but he does lead the way. He's tied up with Tensky 12-12. Been a while since he's had a big round. He did, of course, pick up one of the 2 rounds they got on their T side. But now a chance to find the 3rd before the guns come out for Immortals.
Yeah, no pressure just yet. Dignitas need to do a lot here. Currently 2-0 on the second half. Should be a full EQ here for the Brazilian side. Maybe just a B rush from what I can see in the spawns. It looks like that will be coming in. Hope for the best. If you get a trade, maybe a bomb plant, that's something. But good grenade from Fox should do some considerable damage. It does indeed. And now the spray down. He's weakened them up. They're doing a run boost still as well. I probably can hear some footsteps. Easy round.
Oh, you gotta love when the SMG does that. Jacob just making that ka-ching, baby, as you would say.
Ka-ching.
Pachinga, pachinga.
Pachinga.
As Henry, Moses would say.
His favorite player. The adjustments coming from Dignitas. They cannot afford a bonus round map. They have to throw away the SMGs. They have no place now in this scenario. You cannot have MP9s and UMPs. Go for the rifles, upgrade the FAMASs. Fox brings out the AWP. You have kind of singing phrases about being an assertive AWP these days, and a star for Dignitas almost at the miner. Looks very good. He goes towards B. Look at the first pick. No AWP up against him though. 5 AKs for Immortals. No plan as of yet.
Ooh, you said assertive.
He wants it.
I mean, we all want it.
Yeah.
Just don't always get it. Fox will hold the angle. He's not going to push any further than that, but it's a decent angle because you can get one and fall back quite quickly from that position. Smoke down, no body block. Thought he might try to do so. Just to mess with them. That used to be a thing JW did in the middle of... Oh, we've got a player drop. This is going to be a callback. It was... the issue is, I think that the player who dropped actually took damage at the exact second that he dropped. However, It was 1:10, so it should be a replay of the round. Yeah, there you go. They've already brought it back for us.
Well, there you go.
I saw red show up on the HUD just as he disappeared.
So a bit of damage?
Potentially. It could have just been a glitch. My eye was seeing it in the peripheral. But either way, this should be a pretty straightforward situation. Bring the player back in. Let's start it again.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So yeah, Matt, in terms of 13-2s, that's got to be one of the most exciting landslides we've ever casted. That's insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, well...
Up there with the game you described as well.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, we've casted some landslides in terms of, like, we've casted some 16-0s, I'm sure. But,
no, but I mean,
but in terms of,
landslides.
how close they were and how one team just loses every clutch. I mean, there's something in that, though, because some of the rounds they were losing, again, they weren't watching the post plant correctly. Tengri planted in the default spot, got denied by a nade. There's little decisions that could have been made perhaps better with more experience.
Definitely. The one they're trying to plant, like I said, normally if you've got like 8-9 seconds, you're going for the guaranteed plant going down. Like, it's quite common to have the incendiary land in that default plant spot. It's a bit of a risk to go for that, I think, when you've got that amount of time left. You also guarantee the plant, give yourself a chance in the clutch. It was a 2v1 against Bolts, and he seemed to be winning everything. He's been playing lights out the last few months over Immortals. Porter's been cancelled. We are back into it, as you said. Quite a quick one. There's the new in-game leader, Rubino. Still learning the ropes. Obviously, got some good experience under MSL's captaincy, but you can see they were struggling with that third place in the minor. Sure, they made it here, but still a lot of work to do in this team, I think. He knows it.
Stop upset for smoke. Either way, Jacob's gone early as well.
Why did they incendiary like that? I think that's a misthrown one.
Yeah, I'm not certain what that was. That should have gone in deeper. Especially where you lose Jacob on the first gun round when you're the team that needs the momentum, when you're the team that's trying to mount the comeback. Smoke goes late to Z.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you throw it in there, at least you can get close. If you throw it like that, they can still sit behind it and just kill you. You actually have less vision of the T behind the flame.
Well, it's exactly what happened because the Molotov was thrown. He was trying to slip up the side.
It definitely
where they wouldn't have been able to peek if that was landed correctly. So, yeah, I think you're right. Henny, meanwhile, re-peeks, finds Fox. Ooh, Tengri, I thought might be found as well. The aim was snapping back that direction, but Tengri actually finds it first. So at least they negate going down to a 5 versus 2. But they're still in a tight position because they've got to split up, and there's still 57 seconds by which Immortals can take the opportunity to capitalize and execute toward a site. Croman's backed off.
Yeah, they think it's a B. You can see them stacking up. Rubino's coming back though. Croman, the new boy of the team, needs to step up, and it's going to be Tengri. He's been playing very well the last few rounds, I have to say. Decent flashbang from Croman. Still 3-on-3 here. It's a big kill. Could get a couple more here as well. He gets all 3. Not too bad. We said he was new, but he seems to be a veteran already. Very, very calm and calculated stuff there.
He's a very good CT player, according to the minor. If you want to look at his stats, that's when he had most of the kills. He's good at putting in efficient, anchored style positions. That's exactly what he does there.
Yeah, that was cool. He was actually very good at the minor in terms of just holding on the CT side. Not doing the flashes of plays, but the ones that would guarantee round victories, right? And that's what they need right now. After losing the first 2 frags, it's a miss from Molotovs in the middle. 4-0 for Dignitas. The comeback begins. Eco for Immortals.
Ooh. Through the edge of the wall, Bolts tagged down to 45 by Fox. Fox wants more. KNG. He's now the one with the least amount of health. Bolts gets Fox, though. I was thinking it was a risk to go back against a Deagle, and Bolts shows us why. Mid's occupied ever so slightly by Lucas dropping into the cubby position. Smoke and a flash goes out. He knows they're trying to at least cover off. Good positioning from Croman again. Bomb is now behind the forklift. I don't know if he could see it or not, but he's got another kill. Gives him 5 in the last 2, and puts us at 13-7. So Immortals yet to strike on the T side. They've got guns again in this round. Henny onto the AWP.
Indeed, this is where the games really begin. First time we've seen the orb for Henny on the T side. Number 21. Dignitas at least making this possible now. 3 rounds of double digits. That'll be the next milestone. Orb for Fox, no double orb on the CT side. I don't think that'll be as prevalent as the Immortals team. They do have the potential to do it, but Tengri is so good at the rifle. Let's keep him on that for now. Wait for the Molotov to extinguish before going for the boost.
And he makes his way up. AWP, oh, good flash. Good timing on the flash. Tengri gets the kill. Leaves KNG in middle all by himself. That's closer. That gets taken out by a nade. He wants to climb over top. He could well find Lucas, but Henny does, or excuse me, Steel, but Henny does it first. Finding Lucas might be an issue. Team killing's not really wise.
Definitely not. Well, for now, once again, Dignitas with the advantage. Tengri putting out all the stops here on the CT half, taking his total up to 17 kills, top fragging for the team. Immortals do have mid control. Bomb down in that position, bolts in the vents. CT's not giving anything away. They know how keen the aim of the Immortals players can be. Heading towards B by the looks of things here, concentrating towards the vent room. Jacob waiting for them though. He gets one frag here, should be round over. It's one and done will be enough.
Jacob, oh, downward he looks. Finds another, and he's got the sights set toward Henny, who's going to watch beds, but wrong timing, misses the no-scope, dead. Surely gets Croman, I'll give him that, but dead now, of course.
Dead now, of course. Absolutely. Another 22. Immortals starting to feel the pressure now. Doesn't look like Dignitas have done just yet. T-sides not delivering many rounds for either side, and the good plays continue for Tengri. 2 kills towards middle, one of the hardest positions in the entirety of CS to hold on to. Middle on cash. No one seems to have mastered it just yet, but Tengri's doing a very good job of doing so. Little partial buy here. Obviously maximum loss bonus for the T side. The Tech 9s. Smokes, Deagles. I don't think we've had a plant yet. We have not from Immortals. That's kind of strange. Not a single plant. Suggests the game plan not really working out for them whatsoever. KNG can sense a boost, I think. Some footsteps being made here. 5 players from the T side. Setting themselves up, and I'm sure the execution comes in the next 5 seconds or so. Oof, shot bullet.
Vino doesn't want patience, he just wants kills. He gets one, follows it up, gets KNG, but Lucas hits him with a good deagle shot just inside of the doorway, inside of the lip of the garage. Croman's going to try and get sneaky. Go back to a position that's already been cleared. Nearly misses the shot. Nearly costs his teammate his life, but he gets it. Tengri finds bolts. Efficient. Dignitas are back in this, undoubtedly.
For sure. Immortals still yet to strike that partial buy. Does not get them a plant.
In fact, thus far...
7-0, no plants.
That's what I was going to say. Thus far, I would argue the T-side was more successful from Dignitas.
Yep. I would agree. Not even getting close to a bomb plant yet. No real clutches coming in for Dignitas. It's clean sweeps, looking very calm. Dignitas has some absolute veterans within that team. Names you're all familiar with. Jacob, obviously, phase tenure. Same story for Fox as well. Rubino from previous Dignitas lineups, and then, of course, North as well. Tengri played with the previous Dignitas lineups, and Croman, the only new name you might not be familiar with. Plucked out of the Norwegian scene. Who was spotted. They were recommended his name when they were kind of putting this team together. Obviously, I think they had Makaleli at the start of this project, right? And then Croman was brought in.
Yep.
Along with Tengri, I believe. And Croman's gone above and beyond expectations. It's cool to see these great names coming in. Like, he's definitely not like the craziest aimer or like the flashiest clutcher, but on the CT sides, he can hold positions and get 2 or 3 kills and save rounds for them.
Shot by Fox to start it off inside of A main. Steel wants to go back through Squeaky. He's got an AWP with him. He'll open the door. The op will look toward highway, but no one's there. Molotov goes back in. It'll force the issue as KNG thinks of standing around longer to find a pick, but they're down 2 already on yet another gun round, and Dignitas looking to find double digits this time. So they've certainly pulled it back. KNG. It's Tengri that's his intended target, but won't slip out into the open behind the white box. He may go for this. I get the feeling he's... Well, he might stay passive, actually. He's going to try and peek out and spot mid, but they get there anyway. They slide across. AWP works. Good boost back up. Jacob with 1, though. 19 HP, backs off. No need to overextend in the fact that it's a 4 versus 2, so KNG will look elsewhere on the AWP. In fact, he's going to try and go all the way through. But watch Rubino. He's got truck, and Rubino is ready. Good shot, KNG down.
Another convincing round, but the looks of things still not done quite yet. Finds one kill towards the B area, but that's all we'll get. Jacob with the final with the AK-47. Jacob with 3 in total there. Good awareness from Rubino as well to shut down the CT spawn push from Immortals. And once again, they're broken financially. Still with the lead, but yet to post around in the second half. This is pretty unbelievable. The disparity in the halves.
This from Lurpy. Immortals missed the previous major after losing an 11-4 lead as a CT on Cash versus G2. Some old trauma resurfacing now.
I remember that. I think we were casting it. We looked at our left and watched them all like crumble, and I looked so disappointed.
And that was old G2 that we weren't even sure we were going to make the major.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. We had that casting booth like right next to them. We could see everything.
Well, this could be a problem. Good shot, Fox. KNG down. Like we said, this puts whoever loses at 0-2. Fox! Wily old Fox gets a 4th with the Flames, and Jacob steals away the ace, but they'll take another convincing round.
Well, indeed. Partial buy shut down. Now we really do have a game on our hands. No bomb planted after 9 rounds. I got Immortals. Maybe we just need to go down to the set pieces, get those bomb plants coming in. The defaults seem to be getting ravished in the middle every single time. Have a look at the frag charts. Jacob, 22. They said they needed him to step up. Certainly delivering so far. Fox starting to come to life as well. 19 kills with him. Big round there of 4 kills. Sure, it's against the partial, but every round counts. They've got tech lines and armor, and CSGO, those rounds can slip away for sure.
Unbelievable if Immortals doesn't make this major. That'll be 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Cologne last year, Columbus last year, E-League this year. All events that they should, in my opinion, have made it through based on how they were playing at the time.
Well, they got the first.
It seems like Katowice's their only event internationally they play well on, to be fair. Other than a few dream hacks here and there.
Different lineup as well, really. This lineup is like probably the most convincing, I think, in terms of what I've seen from them, but this isn't looking too good right now. Okay then. Well, 5 and 4. Yeah, to plant a bomb. Surely this is the time to do set piece. You've spread the defense thin. You've got some map control towards B storage. Still your 4 smokes up as well with some Molotovs, bolts. Edges his way in. Trying to find the next kill. Jacob ready in the vent, so AK-47 in hand.
Jacob is patient. Confidence is absolutely on their side at this point. Carlman to small pit. Oh, looks away, sprays, and then realizes, wait, my aim's going the wrong direction. Only gets 1. Lucas is going to burn Jacob. This is their best chance. They've got to find Rubino, though, and they do. Steel's got the shot through the edge of the box. It's just Tengri. And Tengri downed by a nice shot from Henny. That's their first T-sided round. They keep 3 players alive.
Very, very exciting round there.
It won't take much. 2 to go.
Yeah, well, it shows you how one-sided the first half was. After 10 rounds, they finally pick up 1. They still have the lead. Here's the shot from Fox, I assume. Oh, is it the duel he had with Henny at the start? Oh, super slow motion like this. Henny coming out on top. That was the first kill of the round, which led to the victory. More of that, please.
Jacob gets bolts, though. Another starting kill. Oh. For Team Dignitas as Henny tries to fire through the garage door down to the Z connector. Angie's going to call that Tengri's there. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for another shot similarly, but he wants to watch inside of the cubby. The King drops down, watch the repeat, sees the gun barrel. He's been spotted as well, but he's going to keep sneaking up because he's got protection. He's got someone to cover it, and he's got the angle. Rubino too far back, nearly. Gets Tengri as well, but that leaves him in the open for Lucas. So trade and trade again. Give me all your Pokemon cards in the trade, Henry.
Mine was stolen by Jason.
I'm not surprised. That guy's a thief. Back over to A this time now for Immortals. Reset pending. Hence why keeping 3 alive so important in the last round. 45 seconds to go in this one, and Croman spots the door. Falls back to the fence. Gonna clear out Forklift instead. No further Molotovs in play. Good from Croman just before the vision gone from a flash to get the kill as Fox comes back in. Henny the last alive, 1 versus 2. AWP in the site that he can't find and bomb down by the door. He doesn't want to move that scope, doesn't want to change his vision because that will reveal everything in terms of noise. He's got the bomb back, but 20 seconds, and look at Jacob. Even though he does well to find Fox, it's all just to bait his attention, get a shot out of him, and Jacob closes the round.
I'm going to say this is an overtime game for sure. It's one of those
if
ones.
that for Immortals.
Yeah, if that, you're right. That's another reset. They won the previous round with 3 players surviving, so it's not as harsh as it could be, but they're going to take a pause here. They've got an average maybe just under 3K per player. Maybe a little bit more. But 14-12 now. Dignitas still a round back. No bomb planted once again. Henny definitely made that round interesting. Brought it down to the 1v1, but Jacob with the guaranteed shot there with the flank coming towards the squeaky door. They seem to be relying very heavily now on the fact that Henny might get an opening pick with the AWP. That's all they seem to have. The T-sides have been so weak. You're absolutely right. The T-side approach from Dignitas is actually very good. They just couldn't win the clutches. They're getting the bomb down like 5, 6, 7 times, something like that. We've seen it once. No, we actually haven't seen it once by Immortals. They won the round, they planted it after they won it.
Yep.
So haven't seen a single bomb plant down.
Nope.
After 11 rounds. That's not good.
It's not at all. I'm a bit shocked for Immortals, usually a team that's decent on the T side of this map.
I suggest the tactical aspect of your game just isn't working out for you. You're relying too heavy on the fragging. You've only got 1 round out of it. That's not quite going to be enough.
Smoke down in front of the doorway at B. Fox forced back, but they'll leave Jacob in the corner on the M4. He's got a decent-sized gap to look through toward the sunroom. Really gets the timing right to find Henny. Headshots there if he goes wide again. Oh, it's Lucas down on A, though. Bomb's over here, so keep it locked. Bomb dropped as well. KG somehow bypasses Rubino. Spars off and takes down Tengri. But this round looking Dignitas. Could you say Dignitas are putting on a clinic right now?
You could say that, a bit edgy. But you could. It's not bad. Some of your best work, I'd say.
Croming takes down Bolts. It's all on to Henny. Not long for life in this world.
No, absolutely not. And now we have a real problem, Matt. Dignitas are one round away from tying things up at 14-14. And will have to be a force buy here from Immortals. No AWP for sure. Oh, okay, well, Henny can actually afford a glass cannon, I beg your pardon. So it's going to be a deagle for Lucas, Bolts and Galil. No nades to really speak of. Henny would be glass cannon AWP, and that's the only player that's really been opening things up at all here on the T side. Who would have thought we're potentially going to get all 30 rounds in a game where there's a 13-2 first half? Insane stuff. I saw Chad tweet out saying, Immortals must be the best cash team in the world right now after the first half. And he goes, yep, take that back now. Like, after seeing this half, I'll retract that statement.
Hats left the ring.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
I just saw that.
They did look really good in the first half. Yeah, maybe a bit ahead of himself.
Well, this is more problems than just the map itself. This is grim.
Here we go then.
Get 1 round, boys. Just reset the mentality. Take the pressure off.
Yeah, lose this one, I think they're done for. They only have 3rd stage loss bonus, and this is a full investment in terms of the force buy. 3 smokes, 1 Molotov, and HG. No flashbangs. And Croman, who's been so good on his A side, waiting for them. Smokes deployed, all 5 players here, trying to keep it simple. Does it work out for them? We'll see.
Shot in. Lucas wins it. Croman down. That's an opener. That's a frag in their favor, but Rubino's back in position faster than the flash can take his vision away. As Bolts gets Tengri, though. We still have a chance for the plant, but they're hesitant to get the bomb in position. Smoke's down. Fox can't see it. They find another kill, but bomb's still not planted. Means the post plant becomes weaker in the fact that Bolts is lost already. They've picked up AKs. This round to carry in. Oh, gun barrel showing. Fox nearly gets it, but KNG sidesteps the second shot and finds the kill. It's on to Jacob. This could be it. This is the overtime point that's been eluding them for a very long time.
Let's keep it simple, I guess, at that point. All 5 players stay together. Let's not get picked off one by one in the default. A couple of smokes down. Croman, the player that really had to step out there, taken down for the first kill. Rubino did what he could to recover it, but then kills coming in thick and fast for the Brazilian side. They get a decent buy for the last round here. Story for both sides, really. Dignitas need 2 to take it to overtime. I think that's almost certain at this point. This feels like an overtime game, and I think it deserves it. For Henny, towards A storage he goes. This looks like an aggressive round for the CTs. Chroman and Rubino maybe boosting up. Okay, they will indeed. Haven't seen too much of that on the Dignitas side. They're not flashing in trying to get map control. It's a very standard game from them, I have to say. Which is a rare thing to say. They've left middle completely open, though. And KNG will take advantage of that fact.
Yeah, Lucas is firing off shots to get KNG closer. Tensky's got no idea, but Jacob's going to save him. Oh, the timing. That's big. That would have opened up the whole entire map. Now it's Lucas that has to be a little more careful, climbing over the mid-hut. It's Tensky that sits still back inside Z connector. From bolts onto Rubino in the site. Pulls back to 4 versus 4.
Yeah, tension mounts now. 1 minute remaining. Equal situation. Chroman spotting players towards highway. Does damage as well as still down to 15 HP.
Spotted bolts, knows he's close. Jump over there 4. Can't get a look where the gun went flying. Chroman's got a second one beside him now. He's tagged up Steel with a dink as well, but they've lost him inside of the site. It's Henny that gets the kill. All they have to do is worry about Truck. Nade can't quite bounce far enough to find Steel, but a smoke down should give them an entrance. Fox, that's a big miss. That could be the game in itself after all their hard work to get the comeback because Henny's gone. It's Fox in a 1 versus 3. Bolts close. Bolts closes the door. It's 16 to 13 in the end. What a comeback, and yet so heartbreaking. Immortals, they dodge a bullet here big time.
Absolutely. They looked out of their depth down the T side. So yes, the first half was 13-2 in Immortals' favor, but you have to say, man, every round 6 or 7 times came out to 1v1 clutches where Dignitas definitely had a shout within it. They couldn't really cross the finish line there, and I guess it's always going to be a factor of Counter-Strike, but they were doing the correct defaults. They're having executions there and looked like they were actually challenging those rounds. On the second half, Immortals certainly won. They didn't get the bomb down at all for the first 11 rounds. Looked out of their depth. The only rounds they ever picked up were the first orb shots coming from Henny. They're relying on those opening kills. And that's not going to be good enough for a major. You need to have tactics to fall back onto when all else fails.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
Renegades are going to play Dignitas.
Okay.
That's an 0-2. That's an elimination match.
0-2 for Dignitas, yeah. That's
and
rough.
0-2 for Renegades. That's,
Yeah.
I just have this weird feeling they're going to play each other, and one of those two teams that could have made it through are going to be out.
Well, yes, they will. That goes without saying. But that was a great game. Although it was 13-2 first half, I really enjoyed that first one. It was actually, like I said, one of the most exciting landslides we've had in Counter-Strike in a very long time. Like, if you didn't watch the game, just watching the scoreboard, you probably didn't realize how close it was. So many big plays, so many huge moments from Bolt, especially in that first half. Amazing clutches. Fox step up in the second half. Same sort of for Jacob as well. Those are the most gutting defeats, Matt. When you come back so far and just kind of sipped away from
especially when now you go to 0-2. If you're a 1-1 or even 1-0, a little bit different, but 0-2, it's a big issue. Big issue. With that said, we'll go back over to Paul and the desk.
Thank you very much. Yes, we now know our 4 low-seeded teams. They are all 0 and 2. Optic, Renegades, Tengri, and Dignitas. What an incredible lineup that is that we'll be facing off tomorrow to stay in contention to make the major. Let's turn our attention to the review of the match itself. A great start from Immortals. Great first half, Natu, but just fell apart in the second half.
I mean, the first half, like the boys were saying, I'm not sure if the scoreline was reflective of what really happened on the server. One can always argue that a lot of the clutches go in the way of Immortals, but also leading up to those situations, once they were attacking the bomb sites, again, a little not so connected with one another. There was a little bit too much distance between the players, not always being able to refrag in situations where they possibly could have had them at advantage. But yeah, still kudos to Immortals. Obviously, they have to do the work to be able to clutch all those rounds.
And kudos to Dignitas as well. 9 rounds in a row, 10 if you include the one that they won at the very end of the first half, Jess, because it was 13-1. At one point, we were just like, well, that's done then.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I don't really give a whole lot of credit to Dignitas at all because they made some very fundamental mistakes. Yeah, the comeback's cool and all, but you know, first round, pistol round, they have a 3-on-2. Bombs planted inside the site. They have 3 players in A main. Can't stop the defuse. Later on in the half, they have a 1-on-1 at the B bomb site. Players in checkers planted inside the B bomb site. He can't stop the defuse. Then later on again, you see an execute onto the A bomb site.
Hold on, wait, it's coming to me.
Yeah,
Could they not stop the defuse?
They couldn't stop the defuse.
That's
It's planted
weird.
again in the
How
site,
did
so
I
they,
know
somehow
that?
they have to run through the smoke to even get to the bomb, and it's just 2 easy kills. So, I mean, you take those nightmare situations, if those tactics are executed a little bit more properly, this is a real game, and this isn't a comeback situation, and you don't have to have this heartbreak right at the end.
Then it's like, it's not even about the approach, it's not even about the strategies, it's about those small situations, communication, just decision making in the heat of the moment that needs to improve.
I mean, it was all like that all the way through the game, right up to the very last round.
That was right there.
If Fox could hit that last shot in the last round,
could have made a difference.
Maybe it's 2v2.
Yeah,
maybe it's, you know. But what I'm saying is there were so many of them throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and I mean, that critical shot to miss from Fox there, but I will say, I mean, fair play to him. I thought he played a great game.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything I said in the pregame analysis of what I thought of Fox is completely different in this Dignitas lineup. He is not the same player, it looks, than what he was in the past. He was active, he was mobile, he was hitting flick shots, he was being aggressive, he was opening up rounds. Everything that we didn't see out of him as an offer, you know, in phase in previous teams, he was doing here, and he was excellent. They're not in this game without him, but yeah, that definitely down the stretch, that's a critical miss there in that last round.
We also said that Jacob had to have a good game. He did have a good game.
Yeah, he did. He played well, obviously. Put up great numbers. I mean, the ADR alone, 100 ADR, 27 kills for him. That's a good performance as well. But definitely, I mean, it's the same story as Fox with him, because Jacob was a team in that phase lineup. He outlasted Fox in it, obviously. But still, he was on that lineup of it where it was just 5 stars, and you expected him to become one of them, and he never really stepped into that role. Now on Dignitas, I mean, he's definitely has to step into it. He's definitely the player you look at and say, this is the guy that's got to be the one for Dignitas. And in this game, he was.
In terms of MVP, it's gone to Bolt's standout performance from him, 27 for 17, 99.4 ADR as well. Had a really good game for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's no argument. I don't think, you know, the impact he had in the first half, and just the raw numbers put it up there, and be worthy game from him.
And some of the best we've seen Immortals look in the past has been when Bolts was their star. I mean, you think back to, I mean, when they upset Virtus Pro in a best of 5 at Gfinity, Bolts was the guy. He was the one. He was the guy. So I mean, this is something that I like seeing out of him, especially because there was that time period where him and Steel were kind of flip-flopping on who was going to be the in-game leader for the squad. So it's good to see Bolts back at this level. Henny as well having a game. The guys mentioned it during the broadcast that there's just some weird thing about Poland where Henny has only really ever been like an all-star opper when he's at IEM Katowice in Poland. So the fact that he has a good game here it bodes well also. I mean, he's got to find some consistency.
Very close to having some flashbacks from previous qualifiers as well.
We sort of discussed that in the lounge, didn't we? I saw a tweet from Chad at half-time. I don't know whether I wanted to bring this up or not, but
let's go for it. Why
shall
not?
we? Well, you wanted an opportunity to roast
Don't lay
him.
this one on me, Paul. This is all you. This is your game.
All right, okay.
When
Chad tweeted that he thought that maybe Immortals could be considered the best team on Cash in an era where no one's considered the best on Cash right now. But there is some evidence to the contrary, which we saw in the second half here, which we've seen before from Immortals. I think lost to MouseSports on it 16-2. I think they lost to G2 after being 13-12-1 up, something like that as well.
Yeah.
So there's a few examples in here where they are good on Cash, but they're not flawless, are they?
They had some benefits in the first half on that CT side. That double op setup they had was really effective. It took quite some time for Dignitas to figure that out and get it away from them. But then in the second half, Henry pointed this out as well, just not a single plant in the second half. It's like crazy, like not even having success taking over the bomb sites.